Anthony, Danny, Julius, thank you so much for coming to DC. I've got my tickets for 4 p.m. on Friday. This is Valentine's Day date night, okay?
Very nice. Smart
yes,
move.
you guys have had such a great week. The Super Bowl, the LA premiere, and now people are finally going to be seeing the film tomorrow night. How does that make you guys feel? Finally, people are seeing it.
Yesterday was a real bucket of I was gonna say cold water, but no, it was experiencing it with my family and realizing it really impacted me that this is really coming out this week.
Yeah.
And to see their faces and
Aww.
and experience it through them, it kind of really settled it all for me that it's actually happening. Because I was like, at any moment, someone's gonna be like, ah.
Yeah. Anthony, this is your 8th appearance, right, as Sam Wilson. And obviously Sam doesn't have, the serum that Steve Rogers has, but he has so much empathy and he's a humanitarian. And I love that he leads, with his heart first. So how do you hope that your Cap inspires new generations?
Well, I think that the fact that he doesn't have the serum is very important because he's every man's Cap. Every man, woman, and child can relate to this Captain America in some way as their own. Because he does everything in a realistic way and the consequences are real. Mm-hmm. So it's fun to see someone who's the best version of all of us. Everything that's good in us, that's what Sam Wilson is. And that's why Steve gave him the shield, because he could see that. That's why when Steve got in trouble in Winter Soldier, he went to Sam. He's a counselor. He's a leader of men. He's a soldier.
Yeah.
And I'm great he's getting his day in the sun.
I'm so excited for you. I cannot wait to see the film on Friday. Well, Julius, in this film, Sam has already accepted that, he's Captain America. He's been Captain America for a while, and now he's kind of negotiating and figuring out how he wants to be Cap. So talk about that and how his legacy and that part of the film as well.
Yeah, look, it's one thing to accept the mantle, and then it's another thing to actually wield it and decide how you're going to use your influence and your platform. And for Sam, he is somebody who has this superpower of empathy, who's able to connect with other people, but he's put in a situation with Thaddeus Ross where now he's got to figure out how much can I actually connect with somebody? How can I see past my blind spots, especially when it comes to somebody who imprisoned him, who broke apart the Avengers with the Sokovia Accord. And I think that's also what makes him so relatable, that because he's human, he still has to go through these same challenges. And I love the idea that the thematic core of this film, this idea of empathy and seeing the good in each other, is also the character journey of Sam and how he tries to live up to the values that he professes. And I always love that challenge for a character, for any individual. There's what you state you believe, and then there's actually living up to that. So it's a great emotional character journey, and it also is what sets up the stakes for some of the amazing action in this movie, both with Sam and Thaddeus Ross, and of course Captain America and Red Hulk.
Danny, so many kids are going to be seeing themselves in your performance, as Falcon. A lot of Black kids, Latino kids are going to be seeing it. My goddaughter's Latina, and I'm so excited for her to see that. Who were those superheroes for you on screen that you looked up to, and what does that mean for you that young kids are going to be able to see themselves in the Falcon?
Yeah, well, it means the world, because when I was a kid, I didn't necessarily look into heroes on screen. I didn't necessarily relate to it in the way that I now relate to it. I think as a kid, I was quite literal. I needed to see someone that looked just like me, and so I leaned into heroes in sports. And now the more conversations I've had around it, or even seeing tagged photos of kids running around with wings as well, or friends calling me saying my nephew doesn't believe that I know you. Things like that have been really humbling, and I think I'm hopeful that those kids in that same way that I didn't necessarily look up to someone in the same in film, that they could have someone that quite literally looks like them.
Yeah, absolutely. What were your conversations like with Anthony prior to you guys even stepping on set for this? Because it's not often that we see an actor, work with another actor also filling, that role. So there's that extra added sense of responsibility.
Yeah, it was mainly
the first thing he said was, I'm gonna be the Falcon, right? Literally day one.
And you're like, great.
I'm like, good for you, dude. He's like, yeah, that's what they told me.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, and then he's in the movie as well too.
Right.
It was just for real.
That was all improv.
Oh my God.
No, and then he was like, a grande, please. And I was like, I got you. No, it was, for the most part, I had a list of questions ready to ask. And then I realized, based on what he was going through as Anthony and Sam, I just get to observe. And so by observing, I got to learn a lot more than anything he could ever articulate to me.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
You're like, you can't speak. To me.
You can't speak to me. Not with lessons. No, it was. It's just I got to see someone like turn into a leader before my eyes, and he has leadership qualities like from the jump. But seeing him actualize this and lead from the front, I think that's where I got to learn more of who also Joaquin was, and more of myself and who I want to be. So. Yeah, thank you for that, man.
Yeah, I love that. In the trailer, we all see the Wakanda wings, and that took me out. I am so freaking excited seeing the wing like slash through the airplane. Anthony, how does that kind of affect your movement as an actor, like in regards to, especially with the new suit?
Well, it affects everything. I mean,
Yeah.
I think there's a certain amount of you see a certain amount of training and instinct that goes into Sam Wilson being Captain America. You see that now he's literally with Isaiah Bradley and training and doing obstacles and stuff like that to help him with his technique that specifically comes into play at the end of the movie with Red Hulk.
Yeah.
So it's and the suit just plays so much into that because of all of the special effects and things that the suit has to offer. It makes it's his one like little suit, because he doesn't have superpowers. It's this one little gimmick that he can utilize when need be. So it's it's very important to make, and that was one of the things I talk to Julius about all the time. It's very important that we explain what this suit is and what it can do. So when we get to that point and we do it, people go, oh, So, and just get rid of that damn cowl. Once we got rid of that, I was like, the sky's the limit for this dude.
He wanted to get rid of it. When I started the job, I was like, we have to lose that. Like, no, we can't put that man in a sock on camera again. No.
Take his head sock off.
Yes. Well, they are giving me the rapid. Anthony, last quick question for you. I've been watching you since 8 Mile. I loved you in 999 the night before. I'm curious for you as an actor, is there a character or role of yours that's been kind of hard to leave behind or put to bed, or one that you miss the most? What's a role that's been hard for you to leave behind?
I did a movie called We Are Marshall.
Oh
and
my God, I love
always
that.
wanted to be a football player. I really thought I was going pro. And Nate Ruffin, what he was able to do, what he went through, the experience he had, and just the emotional aspect of release and giving over the power of what happened to him was something that I don't know. He was an amazing man with an amazing heart and an amazing engine, and he stayed with me for a long time.
It's not too late to play football. They are right. Yeah, Danny says you got it.
I'm ready for it. I'm ready.
Yeah, thank you all so much for your time today. I can't wait to see the movie Friday at 4.
Thank you.